get on up to Lesson on Coding.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesson on Coding. My name is Ryan Lesson. So, from the wise words of Offset, you'll do anything for the clout. Alright, and like any true millennial out there, you want clout, but you don't really want to put in any of the work to get it. So, Ryan, how do I get this clout without having to work super hard to get it? Don't worry, I got you. I'm going to show you how to create a quick progressive web app to trick your family and your friends into thinking that you have a bunch of followers on Instagram, all right? So without any further ado, we're going to run down how you get into the editing of this app and how you can quickly build this up to mock your own Instagram profile. All right, guys, so I'll leave a link in the description for the GitHub repo to use. Please clone that GitHub repo and please have it open right now if you want to follow along. All right, I'm just going to kind of go through points and kind of highlight them to show you what to edit to kind of make this yours. All right, so first things first, we're going to come down here, and what this is this is an image with stuff overlaid on top of it. So we get scrolling functionality. We have a spinner at the bottom. So this spinner at the bottom has a very clever placement, because if you're scrolling and you get to the bottom, you'll just see a spinner. And most people, when they see a spinner, they'll just think that it's loading, all right? And you'll be like, Ryan, this is too big of a spinner. Trust me, no one will know that this spinner's too big. People will just think loading more images. So all these images are statically loaded, all right? I use 24 images here. Again, you can use as many as you want for better results. And this is just to give you that scrolling thing. All right, so to kind of show you how I did that is we're going to comment this nav bar, and we're going to comment this whole picture grid. So kind of see exactly what I'm talking about. So as you can see, this is just an image that I screenshotted from my phone and uploaded it here. All right, one thing to note is I did cut off the bottom nav bar. So basically this will vary between what phone you're using. I'm using this for an iPhone X. If you're using it for a different platform, again, the proportions will be a little different. Just make this image 100 view heights and kind of calculate how much you're going to have to chop off for that bottom nav bar. All right, so then once you have that, let's add both of these back. All right, so we click here, let's remove this star. Okay, so there we go. As you can see just from the refresh that some of this stuff is overlaid, all right? So, there we go. Okay, so now you can see we can scroll up to 24 images, and this looks pretty good, all right? So I give it here. If you want to edit your stats right here, please come in and change them right here. Like if you want 5.2 million, just click here, and there you go. We have 5.2 million followers, and you could switch them accordingly. Again, obviously, some of these things are going to change through, like some of these properties are going to change, like measurements are going to change, like 730 pixels just for the iPhone X. I will make sure to note this in the README to the GitHub repo, just so you can make sure that you have your proportions right. All right, so then once you have all that, make sure you add the verified tag right here, which I have here again. This is all overlaid on top of stuff. All right, so like for example, just to give you another example of what I mean by overlay, we're going to comment out the stats container. And then as you can see, this is my actual stats right now, currently. Not that impressive. But basically, we're just putting something over it. Oop. Let's come down here. Don't want to. Okay. So basically, there we go. So now we have the stats we want to show. So we have this scrolling. We have the spinner to show that more things are loading. Again, we can't click on any of these. None of these will actually lead us anywhere. Unless you want to build it, but again, you don't need this much. Now, the number one thing that I use here to really divert people's attention is this website link. So for me, this is a link to my YouTube channel. Again, you can have this website link go anywhere. But again, what we're going to do here is basically have, exactly what we did for everything else. Basically have a div over this YouTube tag, which is opacity 0. And so then when I click on this YouTube link right here, this is basically just this A tag that's going to take me to my YouTube channel. So there we go. It takes me to the actual YouTube channel. So again, when you're showing this to people, just make sure you scroll down, scroll up real quickly. Don't really spend too much time on this page. The longer you spend on this page, the quicker people are going to be able to be like, oh, this is fake. So make sure you divert them to an actual real web page right here with whatever website. And one last thing to note is make sure that your story's not showing. If you do have a story, some people might want to see your story. Just make sure that there's no story there. Okay. So now that we have all this, let me show you how we make this an actual application. How to make this a progressive web app. So what I did was you just have to do a couple things. You need to create this manifest, this manifest file, and this basically has Instagram name, Instagram short name, and all that here. All right, then we have to define a service worker, which basically allows your app to run offline and helps with some caching. Again, you could find this code anywhere. This is pretty standard stuff. We're just quickly getting it to work. All right, and then just for deploying it, so this is a static web page pretty much. We deploy it to Heroku, and Heroku obviously doesn't take static web pages, so we quickly trick it into thinking that this is actually a PHP application by this line of code here, and we use this to silence deprecation warnings. So remember, you can deploy this on anything you want. I just use Heroku because it's super easy. All right, then once you deploy this to Heroku, and again, I'll have all the steps on how to deploy it to a Heroku in the README of this GitHub repository. Come here, and then you'll be able to see the actual site. So here's the actual site right here. And so all you need to do now, all you're gonna have to do now is once you have this here, we're gonna show you how to access this on your phone and then add this to your home screen, all right? So this is all for the web portion of it. We're gonna now hop over to the iPhone portion to really show you how you can make this an application on your screen. All right, guys, now I'm gonna show you how you could set this up. So you wanna go into settings, come down to Safari, click on Advanced, then click on Experimental Features. Then you're gonna make sure the service worker is enabled. So this was essential to making this work. So once you have that enabled, go into Safari, navigate to where your app is hosted. All right, so once you have the app, click on Share, and then click on Add to Home Screen. This will give you the Instagram icon, and then add it to the home screen. So just click on it, and there you go. There you have it. You have the app right there and working. All right, guys, so here it is. That's how you make a fake Instagram app to fool your family and friends. Thanks so much for watching, and take care.